What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. We have another how to get out of green ranks, a Tekken 7 green rank walkthrough, this time with Paul. Paul is a very strong character and probably the most popular character in the game. Before we move on to the key move section, I do want to give some quick forms of encouragement to people that are playing Paul that are stuck in the lower ranks. Do not be discouraged, okay? And let me clarify it. The whole point I'm saying this is because I played Paul in season 1. I don't play Paul anymore, so it's probably been like almost 3 years at this point. But it was very difficult for me to get out of the green ranks with Paul, and it was frustrating because I kept hearing how strong he was. And even to this day, when I'm in online player sessions or I'm playing with just some of my online friends or whatever, a lot of times you'll hear people say things like, oh, that's Paul, so whatever, he's just that strong, insinuating that you won because, you're playing Paul. And I do want to say, because Paul is so popular, it's not easy to actually rank up with Paul because a lot of people know the matchup. This is a big knowledge check in this game in a lot of situations. And a lot of your common strong moves, a lot of your base setups, a lot of people know how to deal with that. So I've heard people that are using Katarina, that are using Lars, that are using Genghis, basically just make excuses for why they lost because someone else was using Paul. Now, I will admit, I personally think Paul is much stronger than all of these characters, but I can personally say, again, from my experience, that I play Genghis, and it is much easier ranking Genghis up than it is ranking Paul up. So if you are stuck in the green ranks and you're playing Paul, when you do get out of the green ranks or lower ranks or whatever, give yourself a pat on the back because it was well deserved. First key move we're going to talk about is his standing one jab that comes out in 10 frames, +1 on block, +8 on hit and counter hit. I did talk about this in my Genghis walkthrough, and yes, Genghis jab has much better reach, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The standing one jab for most characters in the game is just a really good tool to use to check your opponent. You're going to see me do this multiple times with Paul throughout this walkthrough. Moving on to the extension of his standing one is his 1-2 string, which again comes out in 10 frames, -1 on block, +6 on hit and counter hit. This is what I'll be using as his 10 frame punish. It's kind of lackluster when you compare it to characters like Genghis and Josie, which I had other green rank walkthroughs, and I was basically clarifying how good their 10 frame punishers are. This isn't the best in the game, but I still use it. And as I said before to you guys, right now I just want you guys to get into the habit of applying block punishment in general. Once you become consistent with that, then move on to applying the correct forms of block punishment. This is high, but it does gel so your opponent can't duck the second hit, so that is good. Moving on to the next key move, his back 1-2, which comes out in 12 frames, -5 on block, +8 on hit and counter hit. This is his 12 frame punisher. Typically, I like to stick with just the 10 frame punisher, then move on to other type of moves. However, his 10 frame punisher is really lackluster, so I do think throwing out his 12 frame punisher is actually a viable option, especially because it is a very good 12 frame punisher. I'm showing you on the screen, unlike his 1-2, the second hit does not gel so your opponent can't duck and launch you, so try to just use it as a punisher as best as you can. It is +8 and gives you a ballerina spin, so a lot of times I like to follow up with his forward 1+2 because it is plus on block. I actually like to follow up with that with his 1 or his 1-2 in a lot of cases as well. Forward 1+2 is a mid attack and probably one of my favorite attacks in his arsenal. On block, it is +3 and forces crouch. On hit, it is +8 and forces crouch. So really nice frames on hit. And on counter hit, it is a knockdown. So for the most part, to me, this is a very solid move. I like to set this up usually out this back 1-2 on hit because of the plus frames I get from that. But as I said just before, sometimes 1-2, I'll do it from that, or just 1, I'll do it from that. The next key move we're going to talk about is this down one. You're going to see me do a decent amount in the matches. This is a mid attack that comes out at I-14. It is -9 on block and +2 on hit and counter hit. So the frames may not seem great, but it is safe on block. 14 frame mid, pretty fast. It has decent range. And if you hold down after this attack, you will go into his crouch status so you can apply his full crouch game. Moving on to Paul's famous down forward 2, it comes out at I-15, so it's a 15 frame launcher that is -8 on block, so safe on block, and launches standing opponents on hit and counter hit. A lot of people just talk about how crazy this move is. It has really good crush properties, and it recovers fairly fast on whiff, so you see a lot of people like throw out down forward 2 to down forward 2. Moving on to some of his quarter circle forward moves. So quarter circle forward 1 is a high attack that comes out in 16 frames, approximately 18 frames for the button motion you have to put in to actually get this attack. -4 on block, so safe on block, but again, high attack so it can be ducked. Launches on hit and counter hit. Because it's a quarter circle forward motion, he does enter very low crouch status and comes out with this attack, so plenty of cases where this will just go under high attacks. Quarter Circle 4-3 is hands down probably my top 5 favorite lows in the game. Roughly comes out in 18 frames. It is minus 14 on block, so certain characters can launch you for this, so pay attention to who you're playing against. It is 0 on hit, and on counter hit it gives you a knockdown, allow you to basically get a follow-up mini combo for it. And I'm pretty sure you can get a full combo in certain situations if you actually have the execution. This move has really good tracking. It synergizes very, very well with some of his Quarter Circle 4 moves. Alright, let's get into his down forward 1 and his down forward 1 back into his sway back moves. So down forward 1 by itself is I-14, it is minus 2 on block and plus 4 on hit and on counter hit. Now if you do down forward 1 and press back, he enters like his little sway back stance, which you can do by itself with just quarter circle back. The frames drastically change here, so if you do down forward 1 back, it is plus 3 on block, plus 9 on hit and on counter hit. Okay, at a high level, let me go over some of the sway back moves I like to do after the down forward 1 back coming off a block with the plus 3 frames. So down forward 1 back 2 is I-15, minus 8 on block, knocks down on hit and counter hit, so safe on block. This will beat out any move that is I-13 or slower. Okay, typically. Now, you have all kind of weird things in Tekken, so for the most part though, I-13 is slower. This will trade with the I-12 move, and it will lose to a move that is I-11 or faster. Now, the mix up here is that most moves, 99% of the moves that are I-11 or faster coming out of a standing attack is a high attack. So you want to do sway back 3 in this case if you keep losing to that, because sway back 3 tech crouches and it will go under the high and give you like a counter hit knockdown. But sway back 3 is slower and it will lose to like an I-13 mid, and it's also very punishable on block. So at a high level, that's kind of the mix up right there. And if your opponent just so happens to be stepping, then you do sway back 4 because that's homing. So down for 1 back into 4. So the last two moves we're going to talk about, Paul is very famously known for, and the first one is his Death Fist, which is quarter circle forward 2, which comes out approximately I-15, minus 17 on block. It's very punishable on block, but Death Fist has a lot of pushback, and in the lower ranks, a lot of people will not punish this. It knocks down on hit and on counter hit. This move also has a form of linearity to it, so at higher levels, people will block punish this properly and they will step this. At the lower levels, they won't, so this move is abused. I don't think you should abuse this move. I'm not saying don't throw it out though. If you want to throw this out, that's fine. Just try to set it up and be aware that you can be launch punished for this. My advice to you is to typically use this move when your opponent is in a vulnerable state where they can't block, and say for example, you just can't get the launch. Or if you want to use it as a whiff punisher, great whiff punisher. Or if you want to use it as a combo ender, that's a valid way to use it too. That's my advice to use it. If you're going to throw it out a decent amount, that's dangerous. So be careful. You know, you can mix this up with quarter circle 4-3 as well, especially because that will lock down your opponent from a stepping perspective. The next thing he's famous for is his Demo Man string, which is down 4, 2, 1 plus 2. Every single attack on block for Demo Man string is launch punishable. Let's just start there. And this is probably more, this is probably more dangerous than Death Fist. It is, because not only is the first attack super punishable on block at minus 31, get delayed hop kick, you have to run up to your opponent or basically be close enough to clean hit your opponent to get this. So I'm not saying don't use this move again. Never abuse anything in Tekken. If you want to live by the sword, die by the sword, that is your choice. This move does a good amount of damage, so I'm not saying don't use it. I would say at least don't telegraph it if you choose to use it. By that I mean don't run up on your opponent and just do a Demo Man. Wait till you're in a situation where you're close to your opponent naturally, or your opponent has done a move like you're going to see me do when I apply it sometimes in my walkthrough, where they basically landed right on top of me on block and they left themselves vulnerable because they were right on top of me, so I can choose to do what I want, including a Demo Man. Last thing is that Paul is a pretty established grappler in Tekken 7. I made a Tekken 7 like top 7 grappler highlights video, and Paul was in there to kind of give you an idea of, at least in my opinion, how strong of a grappler he is. So I do think at this point, if you're trying to take Paul seriously, you should start implementing some of his command throws. So just pick 1 or 2 command throws and just get in the habit of actually throwing them out from time to time and trying to set them up, and slowly add to that over time. Outside of that, these are some of the basic B&B combos that you may see me do with Paul. I'm not a Paul main. There are probably much better combos out than this, but you know, I like to give you guys some basic combos to start off with. All right, first match I'm going to talk about is against a Negan, and I actually forgot to actually save this when I was playing the match, so this is the My Replay and Tips. So thank Namco for giving us this update because it allowed me to use this match. I really actually like Negan as a character. I wish he wasn't DLC. I don't typically like to play DLC because they're not going to be in the next Tekken game. So whatever work I put in, I want to potentially be in the next game. All right, so right here we're playing. So I punish his down forward 2 with the back 1-2 here, and this is kind of an example I was talking about in the key moves. Because I have so many plus frames, I'm going to follow up with a forward 1+2. It's very hard in a lot of situations like this for your opponent to actually react to it. Landed the 4-1+2, got more good plus frames for his crouch, then did quarter circle 3, did the 4-4-4 right there. Now that was a little risky when I did the 4-4-4 because he could have. I was trying to set it up from a spacing perspective, but he could have actually interrupted. I don't think I spaced out properly. It landed, and it worked out. That was kind of a hard read with the back 1-2 there. Didn't work out too well. Punished his down forward 2. Again, 1-2 into the forward 1+2 off of hit. Now this again is another example I was talking about. I don't know what move he did, but he's in perfect position for me to do a mix-up. Now I did Demo Man here, but I could have done something else. But my point of earlier was that wasn't telegraphed. I didn't run up on him and do Demo Man. He finished a move on block, and I had like the plus frames from the block being minus, and set up the Demo Man from there. So right here I got him by the wall, and I said this a lot of times. You guys know how I am. If I get my opponent by the wall, I'm going to try to go for some pressure. Now, Negan has a lot of sneaky little 10-frame strings, and I might make a video strictly on how to beat Negan because you have to kind of memorize the startup parts of the string to have a good idea of what he's doing to know how to beat it. But okay, we're on to round 3, and he's beating me down right now. So here trying to space him out a little bit. Tried to do his 14-frame launcher. That didn't work. Again, he's right on top of me. Again, right there. Pretty much same concept as before. He put himself in a position where I could do a clean hit Demo Man, or I could have did something else. But again, it wasn't telegraphed. Hit me with his 10-frame Punisher. I'm checking him with the jab. Down forward 1, sway back. Into that sway back 2 I talk about. Whiff punish with the Death Fist there. Again, another good situation when to use Death Fist as a good whiff punisher. So yeah, he played pretty well. Negan is a little tricky, but hope you guys like this because I pulled this from my replays and tips. Alright, next match we're playing against one of the characters I hate most in the game, and that is these annoying bears. They're so frustrating to fight against. I hate the fact that you barely ever see them, and then you lab them and you don't see them again for a year. And I hate the fact you gotta adjust your combos for these annoying characters. Let me not say bad words. Anyway, match is going, and he's hitting whatever he's doing. I don't know. I got up into that, which was my fault. It was clearly not done. I actually thought the third hit was. I didn't know about that third hit there. Again, he caught me with the same move. You got to pay attention here because he's tricky. You don't see these characters, they getting away with trick. I actually thought after the third one, again, maybe because I think my brain was associating third hit is done. I thought it was my turn. He hit me with the fourth one. I was like, come on, man, how many of these little hits does he have? Good lord. I tried to step him, got cracked upside the head with the power crush. Tried to whiff punish. Well, I tried to hit him on the ground with a Death Fist, which he's grounded, so that probably wasn't a good idea. Again, he power crushed me. So something to take consideration. Okay, right here I thought that was launch punishable. I do remember. I have lapped the bears a little bit. It's just been so long. I whiff punish with the 4-4-4 right there. But that move that I did, the down forward 2, didn't work, so my guess is it's -13. So now here he's doing a lot of 10-frame sneaky moves. So I did the down forward 1 sway back into the 3. As I said, it will go under high. So I'm trying to read him as best as I can as this match goes on. I forget that this little stubby leg, whatever, has Hell Sweep, so we gotta be careful of the Hell Sweep there. He dropped his combo, thank goodness. So back 1-2 into the 4-1+2. You guys know I like to do that setup. We just talked about it. If that is blocked, I normally won't finish. I do think I'm throwing out back 1-2 a little too much because I think if he was paying attention, he would duck and launch me, so I have to be careful. Tried to whiff punish his Hell Sweep there, but maybe because he's low to the ground, it actually didn't work. So I caught him right here with the while standing 3, and I delayed the 2. And at this point, I think I started thinking to myself, like, a lot of people that play bears, or I'm not saying everybody, or like Lang or like Yoshimitsu, they attack non-stop, but they use the built-in defense of the character. Like when the bear goes into hunter stance, he's crushing highs or moves on the ground. So because they play like that, I started thinking like, okay, what if I could just catch them with some sneaky delayed counter hit moves because they want to press buttons. And that's basically what I just did right there. And I think right here I did it again. I caught him again because I was like, okay, he wants to press a button because he's so used to having his defense be a part of his offense. So anyway, got him on the wall, trying to pressure him there, and match is over, and I'm happy because I don't like these little stubby leg bears. It is what it is. So let me give a little bit of feedback of why I just gave that rant on the bears, because at the end of the day, I think you should play who you like, and I honestly don't care who I play against for the most part, period, because it's all a learning experience. I mean, I could play Hwoarang, you see right here, and not see Hwoarang for another 2 months, and he has tons of moves and stances to deal with. And I honestly don't care about the built-in defense of the bears because, I mean, I play a lot of characters Fang and Lei Wulong being one of them with tons of built-in defense for him. I think my only issue with the bears is just that you have to adjust your combos for them, and that frustrates me because I play a good amount of characters, but a decent amount of them, my basic low B&B combos don't work on the bears, and that's, I don't know, I don't like that. I just wish they would fix that one part. But anyway, get into the match with Hwoarang, and I love Hwoarang. I actually wish I learned him, but you know, I haven't. So anyway, so playing this Hwoarang player, I got him with the 4-4-4 right there. I actually like this combo, and I like setting up the 4-4-4 on whiff. I kind of get tongue-tied when I say that. It's just it is linear. It's safe on block, but it is linear, so you have to be careful with that. This Hwoarang player I thought was actually pretty decent. Now, again, I think I'm in the mindset of just delaying the while setting 3-2 because I'm like, hey, it just worked on the bears. Let's try it again. So anyway, just caught that with him anyway. So here, I read him doing some type of offensive attack just because I just want, a lot of people want to attack immediately after you just beat them around, especially if it was the first round, just my experience. So I was going to do it there, but he wasn't close enough, so I didn't pull the trigger, which hopefully was smart. That little up 4-4-4 down, I actually taught myself how to block that, but I haven't played Hwoarang in a while, so it kind of sucks because unfortunately I'm not blocking it right. I feel like from my memory, you have to delay just a second and then block the last hit. So that move right there, I think is punishable as well, the tornado 3 kick in the air, but I didn't punish it. So he caught me right there with it again. I actually love that move. I really love Hwoarang. I think he's a very, very cool character. I do think if he came out today, a lot of people would just be upset and call him broken though, I'm being honest. I really do. So he has a lot of sneaky stuff to him. So I sidestepped this, I think it's backlash move they call it, and down forward to him, put him to the wall. Missed my death fist, kind of sucked. I put the back 1-2 move that you guys know I like to do on hit into the 4-1+2, and then just kept pressuring him until I beat him on the wall right there. So that move right there, he just did the 4-4-4-4. I'm pretty sure that's plus on block because he knocked me away to block stun. So don't press buttons there. Again, that's punishable. I didn't punish it the first time, but I caught him that time. And I caught him with the counter hit 4-1+2 and knocked him back. He's doing some little dancing stuff here. I'm about to stop dancing. I'm right on top of you. I believe that's a 2 break because I keep pressing 1 and I'm looking at it and my brain is saying that's a 2. But like I said, I don't like to break command throws that are not 1 because I couldn't break them when I was in the green rank. So I tried to simulate my experiences for the green ranks to be fair for you guys. Last match is against the Devil Jin, and this guy actually beat me the match before this, so kudos to him because he got me against the wall like 2 rounds and pressured me very well. So I did the jab, got the plus frames, and then landed a down forward 2. So kind of nice little setup there. If the down forward 2 hadn't landed, it is safe for block, don't forget. Now, here he kept hitting me with this, whatever move that is. I read it there, low parry, but then dropped the combo. So then I was like, okay, do it again. I'm going to catch you with a hop kick. He caught me that time, and then I finally caught him with the read of the hop kick right here. And of course, Paul has a double hop kick, and hop kick's low crush, the reason that I went for the hop kick, just in case you guys didn't know. But anyway, Paul has a double hop kick because we got double damage there. Got the combo, put him against the wall. And then I finish with the command grab right here. I do like going for this command grab, but if your opponent breaks this, you will switch sides. And that could be definitely dangerous if you buy the wall, so don't forget that. So I thought he was going to do the 4, and I interrupt his next attack with the 1-2. I labbed this. You can't really interrupt the 4 with the 1-2. You have to step that to the left, so don't do what I just did because I would have been wrong. So I tried to step him over here, and he caught me. I did a hard read hop kick right here. That's very risky, but he was running in, so I thought I might catch him. Basically how he just caught me with the spring kick as I was running in. Alright, so anyway, caught him with a back 1-2 and finished it with my 4-1+2, the little setup I like to do. I will show you guys how to beat that probably at some point because that's not guaranteed. Now here, he hit me and he had plus frames, but since he stepped, I went for a down 4-2, but if I'm also being honest, I was also going for a down 4-2. In that particular case, I thought he was going to do like a 10 frame, and I thought I might crush him. So I baited out the spring kick this time since he did it last time. I was like, okay, he's probably going to do it again, and I caught him. Now, this is kind of how he beat me that last game. He did a couple more things, but he was pressuring me against the wall. And here I caught him with a quarter circle 4-1. He charged up, which really was bad timing because I was really close to him. But anyway, I ended up finishing the match with a little base combo there, and Paul is now a warrior. Hope you guys enjoyed that. This Tekken 7 Paul Green Ranks walkthrough or Tekken 7 How to Get Out of the Green Ranks with Paul video is done. Hope you guys really enjoyed the content. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. All support, as I always say, is very much appreciated. This is a fun video to make. I haven't played Paul in God knows how long, and I forget how fun he is to play. So hope you guys are really out there playing Paul. Hope this was very helpful for you. If you guys like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Dead by Daylight, a lot of artwork, pictures, and discussion posts, cool little videos, things like that, please consider checking me out on Instagram. This is Acid Light. You guys take care.